My name is Shy Sayar, and I'm the director of Tantra via Yoga and the creator of this Sayar method of structural and somatic realignment. I want to show you a yoga therapy sequence for shoulders and neck that I've put together. I like to start by simply pulling on the fingers, twisting and shaking out. It's a nice way to crack open the joints of the fingers, and also if you look at the flesh of the wrist as you do this, you see that it actually stretches as well. Each wrist is made of 2 rows of 4 carpal bones, and we're stretching the 2 rows a little bit away from each other as we pull on the fingers, which is a nice preparation for this, bringing the palms together, interlacing the fingers, and drawing the elbows all the way together. I'm going to roll my elbows, each one up and over the next one, and that stretches the wrists in every direction. Speed here is less important than range of motion. If I slow it down, you see that each wrist really turns to face me. And then, if I notice each elbow coming up and forward, I'm going to reverse, go up and back and up and back. It can be a bit challenging, but it's good for the brain as much as for the wrists. And I'll let that come to rest. We'll roll the shoulders a little bit, so bringing the shoulders forward and up and back and down, just gently making circles with the shoulders, making the movement very circular and smooth, while still feeling the difference in forward and up and back and down. We can also reverse directions, coming up and forward and down and back. And if it feels like the chin wants to jut forward when the shoulders come forward, I'm really going to lift the back of my head, lower the tail, and that liberates the movement of the shoulders from the stability in the neck. Also nice to go one shoulder at a time, up and back, and up and back, and up and back. And also up and forward. This is really more for the rib cage. It's kind of like the ribs are making a big infinity sign inside the torso, keeping the back of the neck lifted and the tail down for, again, freedom in the neck. And we can take some neck rolls. As long as we lift the chest, lift the back of the head and hang the head, and bring the chin all the way over one collarbone and up, then all the way over the other collarbone and down, neck rolls are perfectly safe. It's important that even when I'm looking up, I'm still lifting the back of my head so the neck is long. Even when I'm looking down, I'm lifting my chest. And when the chin comes to the chest, I'll pause, lift the chest, and go the other way, up one collarbone and up, all the way over the other. The reason that it's so important to lead with the chin, and at no point do I want to look forward and try to go back, which really compresses the neck, is that twisting the neck destacks the cervical bones so that they don't compress closer to each other when we go into extension. Once we've rolled the neck and softened it a bit, we can go into some neck stretches. I'll let my left ear drop towards my left shoulder, take my left hand over my head to my ear, and then push the head up into the resistance of the hand, pull with the hand to the left, and roll the shoulders back and down. It's easy to forget pushing the head up, but it's actually that in conjunction with the pull of the hand and the shoulders down that gives me this stretch, nice long stretch along the sternocleidomastoid and anterior scalings, the muscles at the front of the sides of the neck, breathing and massaging it out. And then I'll let the chin go towards the left knee. The hand will naturally go right behind the ear and do the same thing. Push the head up, pull with the fingers, roll the shoulders down. Now the stretch goes a little farther back into the middle scalings. Also, the position of this right shoulder will determine the quality and the degree of the stretch in the middle of the side of the neck. Lastly, I'll bring the chin all the way to the armpit, hand almost to the back of the head but still on the right side. Push the head up, pull to the left, and roll the shoulders down. Again, the position of the left shoulder, rather right shoulder, will determine the stretch in the neck. I could breathe and massage out the tension. I could even, as long as I keep the shoulder and elbow reaching down, use my fingers to massage it out. Especially as I go to come out of it, stretch and massage it so that it doesn't cramp up, and then go the other way. Right ear to right shoulder, right hand up and over to the left ear, push the head up, pull to the right, roll the shoulders down and breathe. After a couple of nice deep breaths, I'll turn the chin towards the other knee, the right knee, hand behind the ear, push up, roll the shoulders down, pull with the fingers. The position of the left shoulder will now determine where I feel the stretch and how much. And lastly, chin to the armpit, hand almost to the back of the head, press up, pull to the right, roll the shoulders down. Could even massage it out a little bit with the fingers. Definitely send the breath into the side of the neck. And once I've worked on these posterior scalings and the cervical muscles, I softly release, massage out that side, both sides. Good. Now we'll stretch the shoulders. We'll take the arms out and cross one arm over the other all the way until I grab my shoulder blades, really trying to cross upper arms, pushing the elbows up and down into each other. I'll bring the palms together or something like it. If I can't quite reach palms together, it's perfectly fine to just rest the top hand on the shoulder, because what we want is this push of the elbows into each other as we roll the shoulders back and down. It's this momentum of the elbows pushing into each other that allows me to roll the shoulders back and down, reaching the tail down, lifting the back of the head, opening the collarbones, and reaching the chest towards the thumbs gives me lots of space for the breath to deepen, the stretch in the shoulders, to lengthen without shortening the side of the neck. I could even take the elbow that's on bottom and use it to pull the top elbow in the direction of the bottoms. As long as I keep rolling the shoulders down, get a nice stretch across the side of the upper arm. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Whichever arm was on top is going to go on bottom. And I'll press the elbows into each other to roll the shoulders open. Again, the breath can massage the shoulders and the spaces between the shoulder blades, the rhomboids, the extensor thoracis, and the bottom elbow can also pull the top elbow to it as the shoulder rolls down to get a nice stretch around the deltoid region and the side of the upper arm. I release. I'll take one hand facing back up the back. The trick is that this shoulder will want to collapse forward, so I got to keep lifting it, opening it wide and rolling it back, and that's going to help me go up the spine. From behind it'll look something like this. So as I take the other hand, grab the elbow and help it into the midline, I can help the fingers go higher. But as the shoulder collapses forward, I can pull it up, draw it back, and really open space in that side of the chest. I can either stay here, pushing the elbow out and pulling with the fingers in. It's going to give me the exact same stretch as the full stretch. But if I'm able, I'll take the other hand up, turn the armpit in and bend the elbow. Only if I can really grip is it worth pulling the elbows up and down away from each other and still rolling that lower shoulder up and back to open the chest. Maybe even push the head back into the elbow. However, if I can't quite grip, if it's just almost touching, there isn't enough pull, this will give us the best stretch as long as we keep opening the shoulders. Once I let that go, I'll do the other side. Other hand up the back, keep opening the shoulder, let the opposite hand help the elbow into the midline, lift the shoulder up and back as many times as necessary. And then we'll take the arm out, overhead, turn the armpit in, bend, grip, and pull. Again, if I don't have the range of motion to be able to grip and pull, even if I did on the other side, best to just take the hand under, grab the elbow, push out, pull into the midline and breathe. Otherwise, I'm going to push the elbows up and down and into the midline, maybe even the head onto the back of the elbow. And let go. We'll do just one more. We'll bring the palms again in front of the forehead. Whichever little finger was in front before, we can take the other one in front, elbows together, and take a few wrist rolls in one direction. And a few wrist rolls in the other direction. Always good to work against habit. And lastly, we'll take the arms forward, thumbs even more than little fingers. And even here, I'm going to work on turning my upper arms out so the shoulders drop, the upper back engages, and it's the work of the broad shoulder blades pulling down the back that takes the arms overhead. Even here, thumbs higher, armpits and shoulders down, tail down, ribs in, and the arms can go even farther back. Breathing deeply into the upper back, making lots of space between the shoulders and the neck, and then releasing. Hope you enjoy that. Namaste.